Hello, beautiful Toast of Tampa ladies. This is Dana, and I just walked in the door from my parents' house on the 4th of July, but before I head out of town tomorrow morning, I wanted to do a quick makeup tutorial for you to get you prepared for international. So here we go. First step, wash face. All right, face is washed, took a shower, washed my hair, shampoo, condition, cleanse. I use a toner and then a moisturizer, and those products will help the toner will help to equalize the pH of your skin after cleansing, as well as the moisturizer will help to hydrate and help to prevent your foundation from sinking in. So while that's setting, let it dry for a few minutes. You can set up your makeup, change into a button-up shirt, tuck in the collar, and you'll be ready to get started. I like to do my hair and makeup at the same time. I like to use a vent brush for brushing through and blow drying. It detangles easy. And then when it's almost all the way dry, I like to use a large round brush and creating a lot of lift in the parietal ridge, this area through here, that helps to get the oval shape. I like to apply a volumizing spray or mousse, especially at the regrowth in these areas, going all around, and for volume on top, and then a little bit all over. And then I also use a small amount of styling gel. It's a texturizing cream type product, and it works well on my hair. It's not very heavy, and depending on your hair type, I would definitely go to a professional, see what they recommend would be best for your hair, especially if your hair is really heavy. Sometimes store-bought gels can weigh down your hair, so you have to be careful with that. For fine hair, what works well are spray volumizers and mousse volumizing spray, especially at the regrowth. And then after you apply the product and your styling cream, whatever you're going to use, brush through your hair to get the product evenly distributed from regrowth to end. And then I like to start letting my hair dry. If I didn't have time to get my touch up, there's this product I got at Ulta, and Bumble carries a product. A lot of people do. It comes in powders, mascaras, sprays now, but it's a little can of aerosol spray, and you can spray at your regrowth if you didn't have time. See, my hairline's receding. I also sometimes, it doesn't matter to me, product's product. If it's good for your skin, you can use it wherever. So sometimes I'll even use like a brown eyeshadow to fill in where it's sparse if my regrowth, my gray starts showing. Then for blow drying, I wait till my makeup's about halfway done. I have my foundation done, and after power drying a little bit with the vent brush, make sure that you're getting a lot of volume through here and the parietal ridge area, and volume with your bangs. Make sure that they're not going to shadow your eyes later. I like to put the styling product in my hair while I start my makeup so my hair can start drying, so that I'm not wasting time working hard blow drying very damp hair. So I like it to be almost about 60% dry. I use my vent brush and I get it about 70 to 80% dry, and then I use my round brush, and then I let that cool and I go back to my makeup. And then once I'm finished with all my makeup, I like to do my aerosol hairspray, and I spray at the regrowth area, and I back comb, and I typically will start in the bang area, back combing very strong at the regrowth area before I curl. Back combing very strong, all above the parietal ridge, especially in the crown and through here if you're trying to create volume. After that, I will curl my hair either with a curling iron or a flat iron and bevel the edge. And some tips, you see what I just did? Lots of lift. That's called on base, where you lift the hair way up, and if you were to curl it, it would land right on that space. That's volume, and that's called on base, and that gives you maximum volume. So you want to make sure you're not holding your hairbrush real low, because that'll give you more of a Christmas tree effect. And the goal is we're trying to go as more oval, getting lift that way. So then I'll curl it, spray it again, and then when the hairspray is dry, I'll finish doing a light back comb, mid shaft barely on the ends, and then that way I have I don't curl my hair and then do all this back combing at the regrowth and ruin all my curl and my wave. So I hope those tips help you, and I'll finish setting up my makeup now. All right, what I've created is a visual tool, and Judy Whitson's going to get these laminated for you, and Amy Cardizano will be putting them in your makeup bags. Is a face form as well as step-by-step 18 step-by-step directions. We're looking for a more natural classic look, yet it still has to be international stage worthy. Lighter skin is going to be going with the same or one level darker than their natural skin, and medium skin will be the same or possibly one level darker, and dark skin you can work the same level as your skin tone. We will be using contouring techniques to help complement your best features and minimize any features that you would like to minimize. And so I'd recommend you set up your makeup in the order that you will be doing it. Nails. I'm about to go on a hike, so I'm not really worried about my nails, but you can apply these. They're fairly affordable. They go on pretty quick. If you've done it before, it'll only take 5 to 10 minutes. If you've not done it before, it might take 20 minutes. I suggest you fit all your nails first, line them up in order like little soldiers, and start with your, so if you're right-handed, apply them to your right hand little finger first and work your way to your thumb and then do your left hand. So I like to use acrylic nails personally because they have more of a rounded edge and I don't have to worry about putting holes in my stockings or anything. Or you can do the gel manicure and get pink and white French on that, or more of a natural looking nail. I'm going to set up my makeup in the order of the steps that we're going to be following. You will get this laminated. This is just my rough draft copy that I'm going to follow today. The lashes, these you want to practice before you go to international, that we're using are the Sassy Lashes number 46. You want to pre-do these before you go. You're going to peel it off in a curve. That helps you keep you from damaging them. And you're going to peel off using tweezers from the longer end first, because if you need to do any trimming at all, you want to trim from the long edge first. So you gently peel that off, and then you rock your lashes into a horseshoe shape. That really helps to get some bend in them. And then you fit your lashes and you see if they need any trimming, and mine will need trimming. So when you trim, you want to trim from the outside edge, and you don't want to be dealing with this the day of international, as well as the industrial glue, the adhesive that it comes with. It's very stiff and the edges want to lift. So the adhesive I like to use is the black, and it comes in a brush. I like this better than the adhesive that comes with it. It's kind of almost like liquid eyeliner, and you just apply a thin edge, making sure you get some. You might have to double dip and making sure you get a thin edge all the way, including the ends. Make sure you get the ends. This, if you make a mistake, can look like black eyeliner on your eye if you place it in the wrong place. So clear is always a safe bet also, and sometimes it's white and can dry clear. I recommend a thin coat. Some people like a heavier coat. I like to use a thin coat and making sure that I get it everywhere. So I'd say thin to medium coat. And then depending on how much adhesive you use, you'll want to let it dry 30 to 60 seconds. Don't blow on them, because that can get bacteria into your eyes and contaminate your lashes. So when you're pre-doing them at home, you're going to do that, rock them, and when you practice your makeup techniques, that's a great opportunity to pre-trim them and then reapply them and stick them on. When you do that later with the curve and the bend and the trim and the adhesive stuck on there, when you pull them off later, and they just have a beautiful curve and will stick to your lashes better. So I hope the eyelash tips are helpful for you. Pre-do them. You will get 2 pair, pre-do both. Your chorus kit will come with either your dual palette or your little jar of cream foundation. I'm choosing, our shadows are going to be 5 different colors, and they are custom making because our eyeshadow tray holds 5 colors. We don't need 2 trays, so they're custom making it, so we only had to purchase 1 tray. So the colors that we'll actually be using from this palette will be this white, not sparkly, this dark charcoal, and that gray. And so you'll see me working out of 2 eyeshadow palettes today, but you'll only be working out of 1. And then we will be using this pink and this taupe color. So they will come in order of taupe, the white, the pink, the gray, and then the charcoal. And hopefully they'll get it right and place them in the proper order for you. Have your chorus foundation, 1 chorus eyeshadow palette, and the Chorus Bordeaux lipstick. The Tiny Tots will have their own makeup plan, as well as the younger teens, the tweens, I guess we'll call them, the older teens, the chorus members. Everybody else is required to wear your foundation. If you're wearing other foundation, it needs to be approved. You will be wearing the Bordeaux lipstick, the Chorus eye colors, and the Chorus eyelashes. And again, the Tiny Tots don't need to wear them. The tweens, it's up to their families and their makeup coach, whatever works. Everybody else, Jillian 16, she will be wearing these eyelashes. They are very lightweight, human hair, comfortable fit, and if you trim them properly, and if I'd rather you wear them too short than too long. Now, I know a lot of people like the lash fibers. It's really not enough for length and density, so I'm going to recommend that you still use these lashes, and you can use your fibers on top of them to make them more plush, or you can apply the fibers on your lower lashes. So again, the 4 requirements would be your foundation, but you might have gotten approved for other, your Chorus eyeshadows, your Chorus lashes, and your Chorus lipstick. All of the products you see are going to be items that you purchase. One requirement would be a nude lip pencil, and then another requirement would be black eyeliner and black mascara. Another product you'll get is a customized Chorus blush and this. So in your kit, you will get instructions, a face form, Chorus blush, foundation if you've ordered it, Chorus lashes, and Chorus shadow. And if you would like the Bordeaux lipstick, if you don't have it, please see Judy Whitson and she'll get you your Bordeaux lipstick. And here you'll see all my soldiers lined up in order. I don't mean to overwhelm or freak you out, but yes, this is everything that I would use for the plan. Moisturize the face after it's dry. I like this product. It's quite affordable. It's called Age Rewind, and it's a very product by Maybelline. Primer can get very expensive. They have separate eyelid primer and lip primer and all that. I just use this, but you're welcome to get other items. This is a concealer palette. Most people don't want or need all of these colors. Information about this is concealer is designed to do just that, to conceal. So you don't have to use concealer if you have nothing to conceal. But if you have hyperpigmentation, rosacea on your cheeks, dark purple circles under your eyes, you can make corrections. So the first thing, I definitely have dark circles under my eyes. The first thing I do is I apply the yellow concealer under my eyes, and then sometimes if it's still dark, I'll even apply a tiny bit of the white, and I'll take a disposable applicator and dab it on top of the yellow. That raises the depth so that they're not as dark. Yellow gets rid of purple, and green gets rid of red, and orange gets rid of blue. These are the 3 I typically use: yellow, green, and orange. Most people don't need orange unless you have body art in a dark blue or black ink that you're trying to get rid of. And I'll do a separate video just on how to hide camouflage body art. So after you apply the proper tone and neutralize the pigment, if you have hyperpigmentation, sometimes what I'll do is apply a little dab of white right on it to raise the level, and then use my cream concealer that matches my skin above. Okay, my face is cleansed, moisturized, set up my makeup, and primed on my lids, lips, down my neck for blendability and spreadability. Now I'm going to apply concealer. You can use a disposable applicator for specific spot areas, or I like to personally use a brush. And if you have any hyperpigmentation, I first start with a level of lightness. So I do my specific areas that need it, and then I go in with my concealer brush. All right, I've now applied the yellow under my eyes, the green on my cheeks where I have redness, white where I have hyperpigmentation, and the green there. So the yellow gets rid of the purple circles, the green will neutralize the red, and then the green, and lighten the dark beach. And now I will follow with the neutral concealers to even out my skin tone. Now I've applied the neutral on top of all the white, the green, the yellow. Start to get that more even. I even put, like, I have scars on my neck from surgery and whatnot, and I'll first put white to lighten it, and then I will apply green to get rid of any redness. Now I'll use a stippling sponge to help blend and feather out each of the end. A lot of people like to use their fingers, but as you notice, your finger is beveled, and when you put the product right where you might need it, it actually presses the product out. So you'd kind of have to push it into a specific area. So a sponge like this helps to blend, and you just want to blend and blend and blend. Now it's time to apply my foundation, and some people like to do the contouring. For example, I have this dark color. What you need to remember is dark minimizes features and whiter or lighter colors enhance features. So for example, you can tell I have a very long face. So what I don't want to do is create a very light line down the center, or it'll just create more elongation. If I had a very round face coming out this way, what I'd want to do is adding darker colors. I would probably use this. Okay, I'm applying the foundation a generous amount. Again, the look is natural, but that doesn't mean no product. It means a nice, smooth, flawless finish, and the foundation's not orange. So now that I've got the product generously applied, as well as down my neck, since it's close to your skin color and you can add a little bit lighter color to come further down, you won't have to come as far as you used to, as well as making sure that it gets on your ears, as your earrings will show. And there you go. And once that's all applied, I'm going to start from the top and start blending up into your hairline. It literally takes me about 3 to 5 minutes to do concealer and about 6-7 minutes to do foundation. Okay, get that all blended. So make sure that you get it on your eyelids. I really don't care the order that you do things, except that you want to make sure your face is cleansed. You want to make sure that your face is moisturized and primed, and get foundation on your eyelids prior to applying shadow. You know, a lot of people like to just put shadow right on their lids, but a lot of people have veins and coloring that can make their eyes look darker. And so you want to get a nice neutral, even palette everywhere. Okay, now that I've blended my foundation, I personally will follow, I'm going to use both cream and dual to get rid of the shine. If you're just using the cream shadow, you'll want to use a translucent powder on top to help get rid of the shine, but I like a little more coverage, so I'm going to use my dual palette, and I'm going to use this as contouring. Again, faces can look very flat and one-dimensional, very plain and boring. So the mystery in contouring is not that mysterious. I'm going to take the darker color on the palette, and you see how high my hairline is over here? I'm going to help to lower that hairline using the darker contouring all around those edges. And I will use the lighter on my cheeks to create lift, as well as the lighter above my eyes, and go from there. I'll also use the darker below in my cheek area and keep it very round. Kind of, for me, I'm going just following the line right through here, coming around, follow through there, and follow through there. And this creates a little bit of depth and dimension to your face so you don't look one-dimensional and flat. And then I'll take my kabuki brush with the colors close to my skin tone and use this for blending. So I'm also, because I used cream foundation and my eyeshadow is going to be powder, I want to get a layer of powder. And you can, all right, now my contouring is completed, blended. You can hear the fireworks. Happy 4th of July. Before I apply my eyeshadow, I'm going to briefly talk about eyebrows. You go from the outside corner of your nose, outside corner of your eye, straight line, not at an angle, straight up. That's where your eyebrows should start. And then the arch right past the pupil into your iris, that's where your arch should lift. And the tail from the corner of your nose, outside corner of your eye. So the 3 points, 1, 2, 3, and it goes from wider to tapered. And if you get a line at all, you want a nice clean line and then blend it. We're not looking for harshness, but definitely your eyebrows have to be seen. They'll have makeup on them, they can be sparse. And with us going with the less orange, typical chorus pancake foundation, we definitely need to contour, get depth and dimension. We need to make sure that our brows show expression, that we do the contouring in the crease with the eyeshadow, and that people notice our eyes and our mouths. And now what I'm going to do is, yes, Scotch tape, and you'll place a piece about this long. Now if you have sensitivity to tape, don't use it. Its sole purpose is to keep eyeshadow fallout from extending too far past your eye, getting down through here and smudgy and dark, and that can make your eyes look droopy. So if you go from the outside corner of your nose, outside corner of the eye, that's where the wing should be and where your eyeshadow should end. So you shouldn't have eyeshadow coming out too far. So I like to dab my fingers on the tape a little bit first, and that keeps me from having my skin irritated or the tape stick too tight. And then just press that down. Outside corner of your nose, outside corner of your eye. So that's where your eyebrow tail should come. Straight ahead, arch, and where your eyebrow should begin, and your eyeshadow should not extend. I promise we won't leave the tape. All right, the first eyeshadow you're going to apply will be this tan color. And the brush that comes with it's kind of flimsy, and maybe you can see the dust, it might fly all over. You can use it, it's okay, or a disposable applicator, but I prefer brushes. And you're going to apply from your brow into the crease, your lid. If your tape starts to lift, go outside in. And you want to go all the way up to the edge of your brow, all the way up to the edge of your brow, and do several coats. The purpose of getting this tan on there is to ensure that your eyeshadow base is nice and even, that there's no veins or discolorization, and that it's a smooth, dry base that you can apply your other shadows on top of it after your foundation. Then you'll take a tiny amount of white and apply it right over your brow area, and what this will do is create lift. Remember, our goal is to go for that oval shape, so the audience can see our mouth, our eyes, and then this is where you want the volume in your hair, okay, creating the oval shape. So up through here, and here's where you're going to have the width. So where you want to draw the audience attention, your mouth, you'll see the blush here, and then the outside lifted areas. So I'm taking a tiny brush and I'll apply above my brow, blend that, a real thin layer. And then depending on the territory of your lid, if you have a really wide territory, you won't apply as much white, but if it's very narrow, you'll like if your eyebrows are really close to your lid, you want to apply a wider band of white for your highlighting. That way you get more lift. And so I have a fairly wide territory, so I'm going to apply medium amount to narrow. So you're going to see it's like going to go thinner and then wider. It's going to be in a different order than yours, pink, because we're going to work out of one palette, and they'll hopefully put them all in order. Tan, white, pink, gray, and then the charcoal. Now I have a very heavy lid, so I'm going to apply pink in the middle, which is where everybody's going to apply the pink, and then come out a little bit to the edges. Better to do too much of the light color, you can always tone it down. If you don't do enough and then you get dark, when you go to blend it later, it's a problem. So I'm going to go almost to the outside corner, almost to the inside corner. Pink. If you have a really wide lid like I do, I'm going to be placing my gray up here later. Can you see how when that's darker, it makes my eyelids not look as heavy? Now, if you have a real thin eyelid, you're going to want to apply pink all the way from the lid all the way up to the crease. Now that the pink's done, I'm going to take my white again, and I wet my applicator brush, and you're going to just take a little bit of shadow from the side. You don't want to get water all over there, but you want to get a little white shadow right from the side. And this white is going to get applied right to the inner corner, and it may take 2 or 3 applications, and what this is going to do is help to widen the eyes to create that oval shape. It opens your eyes up a little bit more, and I think you'll like that. By doing this, it helps to widen the eyes and open them up more. Now that the white's applied, I'm going to retouch up my pink and get a little bit closer to the white. And next I'll be using this gray color, and I'll be getting the gray on the outside corner of my lid, in the crease, and all the way up to my highlighted area. Not too far to cover up your pink, but you definitely want to see it. And again, because I have a wider, larger lid, I'm going to apply a little bit of gray on top of the pink there. Them out into crease and all the way up. Outside corner, through the crease, and up to the white, and then blend. I like to use a completely different brush for blending and just mix those two together and slightly mix those two together. And now we'll be ready for the charcoal in the crease. Here's the charcoal color. I'm going to take a smaller brush, and then you can use the brush sideways or skinny. So what I'm going to do is start right in the middle, and then take my brush, make it skinny, come to there, very skinny. Don't get this charcoal too wide there, but very barely, and then you can widen as you come out. If you get any product, just roll and lift. If you get dark on your pink, roll and lift, and that takes it off. Try not to spread it with your fingers because it might smear. You can see if I've had enough. If my eye's open and you can't see it, you need to go a little bit wider. And to this eye, start in the middle, get the majority of your product off, go very skinny, dab, 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 and then a little wider on the ends, and go outside in. So I definitely don't want you to leave it like that. So first things we're going to do is blend, blend, blend. Start inside with the fresh brush, work your way out, start blending, and start blending, and start blending. Then before you're finished blending, you'll remove the tape, and we're going to use a brush here to soften that hard line. So blend away. But you can see on this eye, like where when you apply your liner, you can tell where your liner is going to follow. And we'll blend away that hard line. And blend into the gray above the pink to soften. Blend into, okay, to create a little bit of a smoky effect, I'm going to use the gray first, and I wet my brush and work outside in. You don't want to use any eyeliner on your inner rim. It makes your eyes look smaller. If you do that, it's unsanitary too, but if you're going to do it on a regular basis, you don't want to do that. So gray underneath, and that will help when you put your black liner there later to just look a little bit softer. And whenever you wet your brush again, just take your product from the side and get it from the same place every time so that you don't get your whole palette wet. All right, my hair's starting to get most of the way dry, so I'm going to round brush in real life. I'm not going to tonight because it's the 4th of July and I want to go and see the fireworks. But you're going to blow dry to get volume. And again, you can get a lot of lift by blow drying, lifting on base up high, lifting on base up high, lifting on base up high. So, okay, for eyeliner, the eyeliner we're using is black. You can use a pencil or a liquid, whatever you prefer. A lot of the new liquids have it where it's wider on one angle. I don't know if you can tell. And then as you turn it gets more narrow, so I like that. If you need to open your eyes more, you want to start a little heavier here, get real thin, and then get heavier again. That creates a opening in this effect. But that's pretty fancy, kind of difficult to do, but if you're great with makeup, go for it. So you can use a pencil underneath your lash line, or you can use liquid. I'm going to go with liquid. I don't want to work so hard with the pencil. Sometimes pencils too can get greasy and smear, so I prefer liquid. Some people like to use gel on an angled brush. Just practice ahead of time. That's the goal. Just practice the plan several times till you get it right. This is my 3rd time. And for liquid eyeliner, you'll just follow along the lash line and a little bit of a wing. All right, my initial eyeliner is applied. I like to finish. Some people like to do their eyeliner after they apply their false eyelashes. I like to touch up after. I don't like to work around my false eyelashes. Okay, so if you're an inner rim person, you have to have product, you can use white. Again, to keep it sanitary, you'd sharpen it first. And some people like to apply white on their inner rim. And you could even hit that inner corner again with the pencil. Sometimes for softness, I'll go back over my liquid liner once it's dry with a pencil and create a bit of a more smoky effect instead of a hard line underneath. Okay, now it's time for the brows, where you start them straight up, past the pupil and the iris is the arch, and then the tail. You want to use the 3-dot system. We're not looking for boxy or hard lines, but we're definitely looking for accentuated. So here you can see a brown. This is by NYX NYX. I think I got this at Ulta. You can create a brow using this. I'm so sorry, my camera on my phone trying to record. Where I like to use something lighter, softer first and start doing the shape. But sometimes I literally start with dots, and I'll show you what I mean. So dot, 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 and dot, and then you connect the dots. You can use pencil, you can use gel, you can use marker, or my personal favorite is a little angle brush with a brow palette. This is the highlighter instead of the white that I use on a regular day basis. I like to use this inner color right here to create softness, and then I use a combination of both of these midway and on the tail. So that's what I do. I'll do my best to do this looking into a cell phone that's grainy, but start there, middle, and then the lighter color in through here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to get to the mirror where I can see with better lighting, and then follow with the tail. But I'll fill them in and come back. All right, I like to use this brow wax and press everything down, keep it all trapped so it doesn't move later. So I'm going to apply the brow wax and then the brow shadow. After I apply the wax, I like to get a spoolie and really work the wax in there, then get it laid down. Okay, if you want to get rid of the dots, you can use a Q-tip to do that. Careful when you use a spoolie that you just stay in the area. There's some real tiny spoolies out there which are great. This is a clear gel, which will help make them look a little more natural, keep them all in place longer. And then I will comb through them and create a neater line. All right, now I have some gray shadow, so I'm taking a Q-tip. You want to be careful that it doesn't get too much on the sides of your nose. Q-tip to get some of the gray off. I'll blot dry, and then I'll reapply my dual foundation on top of it. And if in the process you removed your highlighter, retouch up above your brow, retouch up below your brow if you need to. All right, after the eyebrows, I'm going to go for my eyelashes. Curling your natural eyelashes as close to the base as possible. And then I like to come halfway out. You want to be careful that you don't take, say this is the base of your eyelash, and just bend them there. But I like to crease here and then halfway to create a curved effect. Curl your lashes, reapply your eyeliner, a little bit of a wing, and then another coat of mascara. If you make any mistakes, just take the Q-tip and roll toward the color. Don't roll away, roll toward the color. And for my lower lash line, I like to use the fibers. That's where you apply the mascara first. And then, sorry, you do a little better than that. And then you take the fibers and apply it. So the more you do it, the more you get used to it, the faster you get, and the more comfortable you'll be. Mascara, then you apply the fibers, and then you reapply the mascara. All right, I actually like to take my lashes and pinch them together after I have a little bit of mascara on there and help marry them, completely glue them together. So basically the side's done. To recap, there's foundation and primer are all on the lid first. Then the tan shadow goes from brow to lid. Then the white highlighter goes underneath your eyebrow and a very thin layer right above your eyebrow all the way past the tail, and that causes the lift. Then the pink goes on the center of your lid, and depending on how large of a lid territory you have, you'll either apply from here to here. If you have a real wide lid like I do, I go ahead and apply the pink to here, and all the way up. I just cover over some of the pink later with the gray. Then you'll wet the white eyeshadow on the side and put a little bit right in that corner. Then you start with the light gray that goes on the lid up there here, as well as in the crease and up to the highlight. You want to be careful that you don't get the gray and that it comes all over here and gives you like dark shadowy circles. If it does get past here, you need to get it off with a wet Q-tip and reapply your foundation. Again, it helps if you apply the tape first. And then you're going to put your charcoal right here in the crease, very skinny to wider, and then blend everything together. Take the tape off, soften out through here. I like to use a little gray shadow first, and then apply the eyeliner, apply artificial lashes, pre-do them, take them off the tray, arch them, trim them to fit, rock them like a horseshoe, apply the adhesive, and reattach them to your tray. Get all that done in advance. They'll have a nice curve and be much easier for you to apply. And then you apply your liner with a little bit of a wingtip and your liner through here. If you'd like to open the eyes wider, start a little thicker and then more narrow and then that. And then some people like to use white on their inner rim. That's optional, but it helps to open up your eyes more. And then if the white shadow needs to be touched up, you can use a little bit of white. This is an optional product. The tape's optional. As far as brows, softer, but 3.1 to 3-point to the tail, and brush, gel, wax, whatever helps keep them in place for you. Artificial eyelashes, number 46, chorus eyelashes, and that's about it for the eye. Coming along. And mascara, Mary, pinch your lashes together. Hold the ends down, don't blow on them. Pinch, curl, and mascara underneath. And again, the eyelash mascara with the fibers are optional too if you want to use that on your lower lash line, and or even on the upper one to make them a little more plush. So that's it. And before I go to my contouring and my translucent powder, I like to make sure that I've gotten rid of as maximum of the dark circles as I can. I just need to start to go to bed. I actually just need to sleep. Going on vacation tomorrow. I'd like to publicly thank right now my amazing husband and my beautiful daughter for being so patient with me to get this done. I just had to take a little break. My daughter and I went outside to light up some sparklers. But anyway, that's the yellow on the purple. That really helps. And you see, put a generous amount of product, dab it, and then I'll follow through with blending and dual foundation or powder foundation, and so reapplying definitely does help. As far as contouring, you can take the darker right through here underneath your cheek line, and so your contour, then your blush, and you'll actually have some highlight above your cheek. Now some tricks of the trade. If you have a large forehead like I do, I take my brown brow powder, use a wider brush, and I fill in where any hair might be sparse, because Lord knows it's getting sparse up there, as well as touching up any experience, we'll call it experience. You get in your part mark if you're thinning, whatever you need to do to create a shape. So that's kind of scary looking, I'm sure, for most of you. Don't worry. Now I'm going to take the slightly lighter one and actually come around my forehead. And this is the part of the contouring. And yes, I'm using my eyebrow powder palette as contour. It's safe for the face. It's just powder. It's just powder. You can use brown eyeshadow. You can use contouring cream. But that helps to make my forehead not look as tremendous. Maybe I could do like, who was it? The Egyptians, the Persians, who used to shave off their eyebrows years ago. Somebody used to. I think it was the Egyptians. And they would shave off their eyebrows because a wider, larger forehead was a symbol of perceived higher intelligence. I promise you, that's not true. Blending's critical. Taking the powder and really working it in, and that just helps to shorten up where we started from. Okay, if you're going to clip your hair back out of the way and you don't want the clip dense, it helps to have a little tissue in between your hair and the clips. Okay, now's the time. If you're going to drink anything, eat anything, now's the time to do that. And brush your teeth, and then reapply primer and reapply foundation if you need to on your lips, so you get an even base. A lot of people say, well, it turns this color on me, or it turns that color. It won't turn if you put the primer on, you put your foundation on, you follow with translucent powder, and then apply your nude lip liner. You can use markers. This is obviously not nude, but you can use a nude marker pen, but I prefer a cream for lips, and so sanitary purposes, sharpen after each time. And in a perfect world, we're using nude to open up as opposed to dark, making it look smaller. You want to follow, if you're trying to create more of a plump look, you can go a little on the outside line a little bit and then a little on the inside. Same thing on the top if you want to go a little bit on the outside. Don't go crazy, and taper off into the corners. Slightly on the outside, and then I come slightly on the inside, and that gives me a little more fullness to my lips. So if you want to exfoliate your lips ahead of time, you can. Don't do it that day, but after you all outline your lips, go ahead and fill it all in. That'll help your lipstick stay on. And now time for our lipstick. The Ben Nye lipstick comes on a nice angle, so you can apply it like that, and that's fine for every day or an emergency, but for an important occasion, you definitely can get a cleaner line using a little lip brush or a lip sponge, and get a generous amount, and you have a little more control. And if you get any lipstick where you don't want it, don't go sideways. It smears it. Roll up to your lip, remove any smudge, and then reapply. Your lipstick, take a tissue, pull it apart, make it one ply, press the tissue over your lips, and you'll be applying translucent powder. And then you reapply your lipstick. After the second application, you'll go on to your Chorus blush, applying it above your contouring area all the way up to your cheekbone, and don't come just in front. See any smile? That's right there at the ball of your apple. That's where you want to stop so that the focus is all drawn up on this angle. Don't stop and leave white. Make sure you get up to your hairline. And then, again, because I have a longer face, I like to use a little blush on my chin, and that darkness helps to minimize. A little bit on your cheek if you want. Then we will finish the cheeks with, yet again, the white highlighter. Don't blow. And you're going to place this right above your blush line. And then guess what? You're going to blend. And then once that's all done, I'm all done with this brush. I'll be cleaning it when I'm done. So, products applied. I take a little bit right there, right there, right there, and you can blend that. Lipstick test, you can take your fingers, stick it in your mouth, pull it out. That helps make sure that any lipstick stays off of your teeth. And then yet again, I will buffer, blend, and translucent powder. Okay, translucent powder. Who can guess what our most important step is? Step number 18. See your makeup captain. Blow dried and round brushed my hair today, so I'm just skipping that step, but this is what I was talking about earlier. After your hair is dry, spray with aerosol hairspray, back comb, especially at the regrowth. And so you don't want to just start up on top and go underneath. I like to section out right below the parietal ridge. Use a clippy, section it up out of your way, spray inside with aerosol hairspray. And so to create that foundation, you'll take this first row of hair, aerosol hairspray. It's late. My husband just came home from work, so I'm not doing the full deal, but you can see the cushion that you have, and then each layer you bring down, you back comb a little more at the foundation, aerosol hairspray, back comb more. Then I do my curling, and that way I have the volume there. Try it sometime. Try it before International. Try your hairdo several times before International. We're looking for that volume, the bump, soft curl, and movement with the shape-headed oval. Height, height, height. Not little poof, super tight, nothing like that. We're not looking for anything like that. We're looking for soft and beautiful. I have been changed.